Grounding your biofield. We're gonna ground your biofield. Grounded. Mm. There's lots of information coming in right now. Oh, yeah, I feel a lot of information coming in right now. It's almost like an overwhelming feeling. I'm not overwhelmed, but somebody in this energy is overwhelmed. Learning how to read your energy. Reading all the energies. Oh my gosh, Spirit said hazardous, and at the top of my apples and apples deck it says dangerous. I'm gonna write that down. Hazardous, dangerous. I will tell you why that is pertinent in a moment, but first, let me say hello to you. Hello, collective. How are you today? Well, I hope you're having a fantastic day. I hope that you're being emotionally responsible, that you're taking accountability for your emotional outbursts and reactions and negative thoughts, and you're reeling them back in and you're transmuting them with love and light. I hope that that is something you are capable of doing at this time. And if you're not, don't worry, you'll get there. You'll get there. We believe in you because we love you. We love you so much. Spirit just said fearful. I have hazardous, dangerous, and fearful. I'll tell you why that's pertinent in a moment. My name is Patience. I'm your favorite spirit medium, host of Spirit News podcast on Spotify, a podcast where we bring you metaphysical information that is divinely guided, that is given to me by my very own spirit team, the Guild of the Golden Triangle, here for you to co-create in this very unique way. We are so happy to be of service to the collective, to be of service, to help us find higher perspectives of linear views. Spirit News! We love you. We're so proud of you. We want you to know that you're not alone. You're never alone. And we are here to help you understand energy. Since you are a non-physical being having a human experience, that is what you are, first and foremost, before you are human. And you came here to have a limited experience because you thought it'd be fun. Now, if only we could remember or ascend and remember and understand energy and what we are, it would make it a lot more fun to co-create here on this realm. So we have followed in real time and are following and will follow the spiritual guidance given to me by my angels, ancestors, spirit team. And we're so happy to be able to bring it forward to you in this very unique way at this very unique time. Spirit's very excited to be able to connect with you in this way because a lot of us do not honor our spirit guidance. So they're just waiting for you guys to ask for help. So we hope that by watching how we do it, not for you to do it like us, but for you to see that it's being done, that it activates something within you to start honoring or at least start bringing awareness to the fact that you are not human. You are a non-physical an entity of frequency, vibration, and breath and light, having a human experience in a vessel that you animate with a spark of electricity from the creator, from source, from the universe, from God, whatever you want to subscribe to. As long as you understand that what you are first and foremost is pure positive energy, love, the only true emotion that is real, and everything is a distortion of that here on the earth realm. So we love you. And I am a childhood psychic born this way, 444 on the clock. I was born this way. Can't help the way I was born. We believe that everybody's psychic. Your non-physical energy is the psychicness. It is the energy that you're picking up on. Your non-physical body of energy is what we have labeled psychic. So if you took your eyes away, you could still see. If you took your ears away, you could still hear. If you took your smell away, you could still smell, because those things are non-physical. You do them with your soul, with your mind, with your heart. So those are things that you can do with that with your eyes closed. You can literally, if you I ask you to picture a hamburger with your eyes closed without looking at one, you can smell it, you can hear the meat sizzling, you can taste it, you can see it in your mind. So that is what the intuitive psychic abilities are. So we're here just to bring education about that. Okay. I feel so much energy right now. It's like making this part of my head feel like it's throbbing or like lifting up into the air. Deliver. Okay. So today we're going to do another read with Spirit, my Spirit team, for psychic development. I am empowering myself to learn my psychic abilities from childhood that I repressed up until 4 or 5 years ago. We've documented all of that on TikTok. If you want to follow any of our socials, we'd be happy to have you. None are rejected, all are accepted. Find all of that information in the description bar through the link tree. Okay, I'm going. Jeez. Ooh, this is a strong energy. Okay, so listen. I thought it would be a good idea, and just for me to get my disclaimers out of the way, my legal disclaimers, I cannot prove with physical evidence anything that I read. I am intuitive, a psychic spirit medium intuitive that's learning her gift, and I'm using this platform to understand how to read subtle energy that is given to me by my very own spirit team. I'm learning the art of discernment in real time with you guys, hoping that it helps you guys use yours. I cannot, it's all allegedly. I can't say for sure that any of the information I get is true. Okay, so I have to say that as a disclaimer. So I thought it would be not only fun today to get this information, but to connect with this person who's passed over. Because of the latest events that have happened. And this is Spirit News, bringing you higher perspectives of linear views. So we're able to access a higher perspective of things we don't understand, but we still want to honor the law, the universal law, God's law of free will. There's so many things. We don't want to infringe on anybody's free will, so we want to be mindful of that. But what we can do is ask people who are passed over that if they want to come through and speak to us, we can do that. We can't ask anybody who we can't get in contact with and ask permission for, who is currently incarnated in a body right now. So because that's against people's free will, we highly recommend that you do not use divination to spy on people or to see what they're doing or to get readings on them without their permission. That is against the universal law, against God's law. So we highly recommend you don't do that. But what we can do as a spirit medium is connect with past over loved ones. Like I said, so the latest events that have been Spirit said yeah. Spirit said yeah. So the latest events that happened is Spirit said knife was the second assassination attempt on Trump. So we're not here to be political at all. We're having a completely neutral, higher perspective from an observatory view. We thought it would be interesting to see. I don't know what will happen, but I'm not trying to have like set outcomes. I'm just being exploratory and curious and exploring my gifts. But I thought it would be interesting to tap in with Thomas Matthew Crooks, the first person who tried to assassinate Trump in Pennsylvania. So maybe we can get his perspective of his human experience to see what he was thinking, what prompted him to do that, what was he going through, what kind of emotions was he experiencing, what influenced him to do that, and maybe we can get some answers as to like from a higher perspective to see a bigger picture of things we can't see. Okay, so do you guys want to do that? Do you want to do it? Okay, sorry. All right. Holy Divine Spirit, Angels, spirit guides, ancestors, loved ones, beings of love and light, I love you so much. Thank you so much for all my blessings. I am so grateful from the bottom of my heart for all the love, for all this guidance, for all the support, for all the messages. I am so grateful. I'm truly favored and highly blessed, and I have everything I need, and I'm happy right now, and everything works out for me. Thomas Matthew Crooks, if you are in a place of healing and you match divine energy, if you would like to come forward, I invite you with love and light into my energy field. If you are not at a place of healing and do not match my energy or higher, I ask for your guides to come forward or for my angels to please give us some information about what happened with this soul and how we can help and how we can use it to understand from a higher perspective, a linear view. I love you so much. Thank you. You're the best. All right. So, most likely, thank you, Spirit. Thank you. So, let me see. Spirits, I reached for Psalms and Spirit said most likely. So, hello, everybody. Hello. I want to know, when does Spirit give you a gift? How did they give it to you? Because I want to know, if you don't mind. Yeah, sure. Capricorn, born in 111. I'm a Capricorn too. I'm 1283. So, I'm 123. Cappies, well, I was born with a heightened sense, but we here at Spirit News believe everybody is psychic. Everybody has the ability to be intuitive or to harness their intuition, or what we call psychic, or the clairs. Everybody does, and they all are being used in your everyday life. You just don't equate what the information you're getting to those because it's so common. But what we did to enhance them is to first believe that it was true. That's like one step for that everybody has to acknowledge, is the belief that it's possible, or that it could be possible, the awareness of it. If you're completely closed off to it even being something that is possible, then you immediately close off your intuitive abilities, because a belief, it's this world is all about belief. So if you don't believe, then you can't perceive. So that was like the first step, and then the second step was asking how asking for help, asking for signs, always asking in every day, building a relationship with Spirit so I can see and understand the ways that they're showing me information to be guided, and then to do it, to actually do the guidance, even if people think you look crazy, or even if people don't understand you. It's walking in faith, not walking by faith, not by sight, Spirit always says. Because I've been seeing a lot of things, face projection, voicing in my ears, ringing in my ears. I also been dreaming about something that will happen in the future. I picked that bad energy, negative energy. What's your option on Earth Angels? I have been told by a psychic I was one, but out of the 4 she has ever done a reading for. And that's very crazy, because I've been seeing the number 123 on the clock every time, and you showed up. Oh, yes. Well, that's how Spirit speaks to you. Oh, I got goosebumps in my head. Yeah, well, welcome. I'm so happy you answered the call. Thank you. I'm so happy to be here for you guys. So, Bible says don't seek sorcery or spirits. I agree. Yeah, you should not seek sorcery or spirits. So what Spirit has been teaching me, and Holy Divine Spirit, is that when you want to start Spirit just said maybe, when you want to start a spiritual journey and you want to have a relationship with Spirit, it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to be some magical ritual you do. I don't do any magic. I don't do any rituals. I don't light candles. I don't burn anything. All I do is pray and walk in divine energy, meaning do right by people, be honest, be truthful, be authentic to myself, have compassion for people, find joy, choose joy. That's all I do. And what Spirit has taught me is that if you're going to walk a divine path, or you're going to walk and you want to have a relationship with your spirit, with your angels, ancestors, whatever you want to subscribe to, you have to first work on your body, and you have to first work on clearing your field. And we teach you that on Spirit News, because if you do not do the things that are required for you to heal certain wounds that muck up your field, you will attract what you're vibrating at, or what your level of frequency is at in spirit. And that's why we say do not do divination, and that's why the Bible says don't do divination and stuff, because most people who seek out to use divination or to speak to spirits are not at a frequential place to attract what is divine, and they will attract what is not divine, and they will not be able to discern what the difference is. And those trickster spirits will trick them into thinking that they're divine, and they're not, and they'll have them do things that mock God, and that get them deeper into karmic cycles and stuff. So if you are getting signs, that's a call for you, that you're being activated at this time in this energy. And what it means is it's a call to action for you to start healing something that, because it happens in levels. It's not just some big, whoa, I'm here. It happens in levels, and then you need to integrate. So if you're getting dreams and you're getting signs, I would ask your guides, what is my next step in that you would like me to take to be able to get closer to you? And then that confirmation, and it says cast a shadow, give your text. So Spirit says to write it. To write down what you want to focus on. I want a spiritual journey. I want to be closer to divine, to my divinity. I want to be closer to God, or whatever goal it is, or intention. Make sure that it's for the highest good and not for your ego. And that's like the first step I would take, and then like go from there. It's not like it's not, cut and dry. It's different for everybody. But that's kind of like what I did. And then in that time where I asked them, what can I do? They started sending me like certain meditations, or I could do, or certain, like the violet flame meditation, and certain things to write, to start like auto writing with them, to start praying, start looking up different sure, Spirit says sure, to start looking up ways to pray, and learning about spiritual warfare, and learning about protecting myself, and how to it was different for everybody. So I don't want you to feel like you have to do it like me. But like I said, just keep in mind that, as Spirit said, wrong, you can try it like me and see how it goes. The first thing you have to do, no matter what, no matter who you are, is ask. Anything that is of low frequency or not for the highest good cannot give you advice about how to be divine. Okay? Any information they give you will be to mock God. Okay? So, like if they say, make an altar and burn things for whatever energy. No, don't do that. You don't have to do anything like that. All God requires of you is your discipline, is your time, is your gratitude, is your cultivation of a relationship with Him, not just contacting Him when you need stuff. It's an exchange of energy to constantly find joy, to treat people right, to be happy even in the contrast, to lift others up even when you're not feeling lifted, to be emotionally responsible. These are the things that God requires. He doesn't require you to burn animal sacrifices, His creations, or to burn pieces of paper, or light fires, or dance under the moon, or whatever they do. He doesn't require that. So anything that you is coming to you, asking you to do those things, or giving you visions of those things, I would say, I would ask God, I'd say, or your guides, say, please help me to discern what is for my highest good. I ask for your help in this time to help me know what is divine and what is not. Be very intentional in that way. Can you cut hair? No. Yeah, because right now I've been getting a lot, and I'm very focused on a thing that I want so bad from the universe and from my spirit is just to talk to them and also see them, but I know that takes time. Well, just remember, when you have an expectation of how you want spirit to come to you, that will often delay the way or distort the way they're already speaking to you. Because what I'm learning is that spirit's not going to speak to you like they do in the movies. It's not going to be some like aha moment, like like you're having a conversation with a person. It's subtle energy. So it's it almost feels like you have to slowly learn and get used to the way they talk to you. And even me, I am still learning when I'm receiving messages from them, because they never stop talking to you, never ever. So they're not going to come to you. They can come to you, some people see them physically, but I would try to be more open-ended about it. So instead of saying I really want to see spirit and I want to hear them, say, I love the idea of having a more fluid conversation with spirit in whatever way that comes. I'm open to however I'm ready to receive it. And then that way it's a little more open-ended, and it's not so, with an expectation. It makes it more narrow for the way it can come to you. So sometimes it'll come in ways that you would have never imagined because you don't have an expectation. It's just very open-ended. So I'm using the necrometer, but just like all divination, we're just going to want to give a warning, just like we said. Make sure you do your prayers, make sure you do your protection, make sure you clear your field, smudge, and ask for your angels to use the app, because it is a form of divination and we do not want to be responsible for whatever comes to you at whatever frequency you're at. Till you get baptized. I am baptized. Thank you. Thank you so much. I am baptized. Mariposa! Oh, thank you. Thank you for being here. I'm so happy for you. I hope that you're doing well. Still fighting for justice for my little son. Tomorrow I have to... Oh, yay! I send many blessings to you. Angels, please be with Mariposa to give her guidance and light in her time of need. I'm so happy for you. Thank you for being here. So listen, thank you all so much for all the questions. I'm so happy to be of service, to be able to provide my testimony. And I hope that, amen, and I hope that it helps in any way, shape, or form. We're going to try to connect with Thomas Matthew Crooks. And we got hazard, danger, and fearful. So I don't know what's going to come up. I'm called to read the Psalms. Prayer for divine help. Oh my gosh, Psalm 70. For the leader of David. Spirit said 90. The remembrance. The remembrance. I don't know why that's sticking out to me. Remember. Confirmation. Remembrance. Oh, my phone's gonna die. Both of my phones are gonna die. What should I do? Let me see. Oh, thank you, Sophie. Thank you so much for being here. We're so happy that you found us. We're so grateful. I had to unplug my microphone, so let me know if you can hear me, because my phone was dying. Okay. Thank you so much. All right. So, testify. Didn't I just say my testimony? Spirit just said testify. All right, Spirit. So I see the word remembrance here, and I don't know why it's sticking out, but I'm going to honor that it's something that is like making me feel like I want to focus on it. That could be something later. Graciously rescue me, God. Come quickly to help me, Lord. Let those who seek my life be confused and put to shame. Let those who desire my ruin turn back in disgrace. Let those who say, Aha, turn back in their shame. But may all who seek you rejoice and be glad in you. Those who long for your help always say, God be glorified. I am miserable and poor. God, come to me quickly. You are my help and deliverer. Lord, do not delay. Huh. Doesn't that sound like something like Trump should say before his next speech so he doesn't get assassinated? Prayer for divine help. Let those who desire my ruin turn back in disgrace. Thomas Matthew Crooks might not have been.
Go home.
Might not have
Go forward.
been. Sir said go forward. He might not have been. He might not have remembered what he did. Confirmation with a light flicker. That prayer is definitely for me. For everybody. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. So, but may all who seek you rejoice and be glad in you. Let those who say, Aha, turn back in their shame. Huh. I'm getting a weird message, and I don't know, and I'm gonna say it, but I just want to say that I don't know if it's true. I'm just gonna say what I'm getting. And Spirit, you tell me if I'm wrong. Thomas Matthew Crooks might have been at a frequential level to be easily, I don't know, I want to say like taken over or confused. To be easily made to be confused. Because there's something that they had shame in their field. They had the energy of shame in their field. Encourage. Yeah, it made them, someone encouraged them because they were easily influenced, but they might not have been able to remember for some reason. Or remember why they were doing it, or they might not have known why they were doing it. But they did it, it was something that came up quickly. Something that they were confused about. Blanket. Something that covered them in shame. Huh. Do not delay. Exclamation. Come quickly, do not delay. When I'm reading this energy, it says confused. It's almost like reading backwards, if that makes sense. Or almost like maybe what dyslexia is like. I'm not dyslexic, but it's like the best way I can put reading right now. It's kind of like this energy. It's like this confusion. Like I can see words, I can hear words, but I'm not remembering my. So weird. It's like some kind of weird autopilot or something, or well, I'm trying to make sense of it. I'm doing the best I can. I'm learning. I'm no expert. So I shih tzu not. If you're not gonna be nice, then I'm gonna get you out of here. But if you wanna be nice and you wanna bring joy and love, you can stay. Okay, I'll give you one more chance. Where to next? We'll do philosophy next, okay? Thomas Matthew Crooks and Holy Divine Spirit, please give us another clue. Why are you confused? Republic. Plato Republic. That's work for a clever artist. However, since words are more malleable than wax and the like, consider it done. Then fashion one other kind, that of a lion, and another, it's like my eyes are going blurry. And another of a human being, but make the first much the largest and the other second to it in size. That's easier. The sculpting is done. George. The sculpting. Now join the three of them into one so that they somehow grow together naturally. They joined. Then fashion around them the image of one of them, that a human being, so that anyone who sees only the outer covering and not what's inside will think it's a single creature, a human being. What? My eyes are so blurry. Grown together naturally into one. Chimera, Cilia, Cerberus. The tyrant. Oligarch. Chimera. Who is Chimera?
Leave at once.
A Stargazes, a mythological monster, was a fire-breathing monster. Body. With the front half of a lion, the middle part of a goat, and the back part of a dragon. This says join together naturally into one. Fashion around them the image of them being one. They're joined. Then, if someone maintains that injustice profits this human being and that doing just things brings no advantage. Collaborator. Let's tell him he is simply saying that it's beneficial for him. What? To feed the multiform beast well and make it strong. And also the lion and all that pertains to him. Second, to starve the weaken and weaken the human being within, so that he's dragged along wherever either of the two lead. And third, leave the parts to bite and kill one another rather than accustomizing them to each other and making them friendly. Yes, that's absolutely what someone who praises injustice is saying. But on the other hand, wouldn't someone who maintains that, oh, my eyes are freaking blurry, that just things are profitable be saying? First, that all our words and deeds should ensure that the human being within this human being has the most control. Second, that he should take care of the many-headed beast as he does his animals, feeding and domesticating the gentle heads and preventing the savage ones from growing.
Roy.
Spirit, are you saying that this person was possessed by a chimera or something like a monster? It says, join the two as one naturally, feeding and domesticating the gentle heads and preventing the savage ones from growing. It says, if someone maintains that injustice profits this human being and that doing these things bring no advantage. Either Thomas Matthew Crooks was possessed by something, or he was brainwashed, or something. You will go. Okay. Spirit said you will go. Okay, so what I'm getting is that this three-dimensional human had a conversation or was approached by a chimera or someone who has a multitude of different monsters within them. And they talked this person with words that are more malleable than wax to consider it done, that it would be for this best interest of this person, Thomas Matthew Crooks, to do this to Trump, and that he would get profit, that he would be paid, and it would bring him advantage to do this in many ways. It was a multiform beast, and it would be beneficial for him. Let's tell him that he is simply saying that it is beneficial for him. They made the beast well and strong and fed the lion that pertains to him, and starved and weakened the human being that they dragged along wherever either of the two leads. It says that they form together naturally into one. It sounds like two consciousnesses agree. Spirit said agree. Two consciousnesses in one vessel. Spirit just said agree. Matthew says that prophets are man. If you come the whole world and lose your soul, it says repent and be baptized in Jesus. Okay, Shih Tzu, that's it. I gave you one chance. Goodbye. So I don't know much about possession, okay? I don't know anything about it, actually. I'm just reading the energy. I don't know if because of, Spirit said internet. So this person may have been found on the internet through some kind of I don't know, image or something that would justify or target somebody who matches a certain level of receptivity to influence, escape. This person was easily influenced to be taken over by a monster, a chimera, a Cerberus, because they had some kind of blanket of shame. Okay, so it made them easily targeted. It made them easily influenced. And some powers that be, I don't know what side yet, has knowledge of this kind of manipulation. It says, a clever artist, words are more malleable than wax, and the like, consider it done. So somebody purposely set out, they targeted Thomas Matthew Crooks, and they targeted him because he was malleable, more malleable than wax. Okay? He was gentle and possibly very, what's that word? Very quiet, very meek, very to himself. He was blanket. It says shame in the psalm, so he was his field was already blanketed in the energy of shame for whatever reason, I don't know yet. And what we're learning about energy is when you have these, hello mystic healer, when you have unhealed wounds or things like guilt or shame that cloud your field, you will be susceptible to spirits of guide. You'll be susceptible to influence, okay, whether that's hypnotic or mental, emotional, spiritual, all of them. You'll be susceptible to them because you are not operating at your divinity. You're not operating at your highest frequential level to be able to discern energies around you that don't have your highest good. So these people who approached him knew that. Okay, they have some kind of knowledge of that, and they targeted this person because of that. Maybe they can see energy or feel energy or know someone's energy field, something like that. It says they sought out this person so the chimera could be attached to them and they could grow together naturally into one. Judy. The legends do tell us of such things. The ancient stories tell us of the merging of souls or having a vessel inhabit more than one soul. A possession. This person may have been possessed. That might be why they were confused and why it was hard for me to read the words. And it says that they were confused. From their point of view, they were praised and thought they were being just and speaking truly, because whatever was inhabiting them made them feel that way, but they were actually speaking falsely. And so their point of view was that it was what they were doing was good, and that they'd get a good reputation, and they'd get advantages, and they'd get praise, and they'd get justice, and that they're a truth teller. But really they were condemning themselves because nobody around them would say that that's true. They condemned themselves without knowing that they were being condemned. He knew nothing about it. They persuaded him gently and made him believe that it wasn't wrong and that it was of his own will. By asking him these questions, it formed the basis of what he thought would be shameful. It formed conventions about what is fine and what is shameful. Fine things are those that subordinate the beast-like parts of our nature to the human, or better perhaps to the divine. Shameful ones are those that enslave the gentle to the savage. Will he agree or what? Because it has to be your own free will. Didn't I say that from the beginning? Didn't I talk about we don't infringe on people's free will, and that's why we highly recommend you don't do divination? Confirmation. They could have found him through divination. 4-4. They could have found him through divination or some form of scrying, whatever energy technology they are aware of that can target low vibing energies that are easily susceptible to influence. This person, because of the level of energy they were at, were easily able to be possessed by a monster that naturally formed together by using words, making them their point of view of this radical way they were speaking and acting to that was false look like it was fine, look like it was good, like they were. Imagine imagine uh your okay, just imagine Ronald Reagan. Okay, Ronald Reagan comes to your house, knocks on the door, and says, "Hey, young man, we think that you'd be great for our program. We see potential in you and we want to put you to work and we know just the job for you. And we have the specific thing that we think you'd be the best at." Okay? And then you're over here, this very shy, very meek person that's easily suggestible because your field has a blanket of shame over it already. So you're already insecure, you're already unsure of yourself. You want to be a person of authority. They're playing on this you're the person's weaknesses. And they say, "We know exactly what you would be good at," and then they say, "It would be in your best interest, you get so many advantages for you to do this for us in this program where we take steps to eradicate the enemy against the state." And they say it to you so much because they're a person of authority that it starts to become your narrative. It starts to become what you believe is good, because this president or whoever person of power is telling you that if you do this for us, you're gonna have you're gonna go places. You're gonna be walking in the right. If you do this for us, you're gonna be a teller of truth and bringing justice for the people. And that's a lot of praise and validation to somebody who's not used to having that from a very high level of authority. So whether they were possessed by an actual monster or the monster was words by the powers that be that wanted this to get done, they targeted somebody who was easily malleable like wax, that they could manipulate into believing that what they were doing was just, that what they were doing is right. But there is an air of confusion in this whole mess. Just like the psalm said, they were confused and remembrance. They might not have been able to actually remember the reason why they should do it. It almost feels like when you're in high school and everybody, all the kids are doing a certain thing and then everybody else starts doing it, but you don't really ask why you're doing it. You just kind of do it because everyone else is doing it. It kind of feels like that. So, this person didn't necessarily ask why, but at the same time, they didn't really have, there's like this block on being able to like logically understand, like, why am I doing this? Is this something I really want to do? Peer pressure. Yeah, but like at an extreme mental level, like at an extreme, and possibly some kind of confusion spell or something. And I'm not saying spell like witchcraft, but like some kind of strong manipulation because this person was just very easily influenced, and they were approached by a clever artist that used their words. Spirit said most likely. They used their words and and was confident in their ability to manipulate this person. Thank you, Spirit. Tell us more. I got about 15 minutes. They weren't able to determine a reason of their own. Thomas Hobbes, Leviathan, they intolerable in society they grew to be intolerable of this man in society after Trump is turned. It says right here, as it is in play after Trump is turned. To use for Trump on every occasion that suit whereof they have most in their hand. I cannot make it up. Trump. Twice. I cannot make it up. Thank you, Spirit. This person, Thomas Matthew Crooks, was under some kind of manipulation that led him to determine that Trump was an intolerable man of society, and that it was better for him to be turned over, because on every occasion he showed his hand, uncertain, and was convinced they do nothing else and lack passion, and they couldn't bear, and he wanted to sway it, as it comes to bear sway into them, to be taken for right reason. And that in their own controversies bewraying their want of right reason by the claim they lay to it. Because in order for this to not break cosmic law, there are people here that understand energy. Okay, I don't know I don't know. It's not Trump. Okay, because it has to be the opposite of Trump's side, and I'm not playing sides, I'm just reading the energy. The side that does not want Trump to win knows about energy manipulation. They do. Because there's no way that they could influence this person to this level of actually brainwashing them to such an extent that they think that it's right to take this person's life. Like, that is complete manipulation. This person believed full-heartedly that Trump had to go, but it wasn't their own thought. It was placed there. It was inception. This is inception, but it had to be by their own will. They claim by the claim they lay to it, because it's like movies. It's like in movies they'll tell a lot of truths about what's going on in a very like artistic movie way, and you just think it's a movie, but then like years later you learn that we're actually cloning animals, or whatever. They can't tell you directly because they do things. They have to go. It's like having loopholes in the universe. Like there's a group of people in this scenario, in the energy, that understand the laws of the universe and understand that they cannot make somebody do something against their will. And so they've come up with ways to hinder the opposition. Free will, right here. Right here. It says free will. Free subject of free will, or any free, but free from being hindered by opposition. Intonations. What's that? Intonations. Intonations.
Here's the definition of intonation.
The rise and fall of the voice in speaking. Accuracy in pitch and playing or singing, or on a stringed instrument. on a stringed instrument such as a guitar. Oh, so like in music you're saying? But that his words were without meaning, that is to say absurd. I should not say he were in an error, but that his words without meaning, that is to say absurd. So they have to trick you. This person believed in the nonsense that they were spewing to them because they were easily influenced. Possibly they could have possibly had their energy manipulated by some kind of sound, or some kind of frequency or some kind of pitch that made them like in an altered state. Oh, maybe that's why they're confused and don't remember, because they're receiving instructions. This is an inception. This person's been incepted. They're planting ideas in their head in a altered state of consciousness that they activate through some kind of frequency or some kind of sound, possibly like when they call, like Manchurian Candidate shit, like black liver, and then they're like, whatever, they're like they've turned into whatever you want them to do, right? And then they say, you want to unalive Trump. You want to make sure that Trump doesn't make it off the stage. Whatever they're incepting into his mind. And then when he snaps out of it, 4-4, he's like, oh man, I really gotta go to the Trump rally right now, and I gotta bring my gun that I never used before ever in my life. And they think it's their idea because they've been, even though it's absurd, even though it's without meaning and it's absurd. Wow. These motherfuckers. That would make sense why the second attempt too, because sin. Because they're, oh my gosh. So in conclusion, there's powers that be that understand energy manipulation, and they can manipulate your your free will, by targeting people who have blankets of emotional trauma that have not been processed yet, because that makes you more easily susceptible and unable to discern whatever frequencies are being sent to you. Spirit said bride. This person, Thomas Matthew Crooks, was approached by a person of authority from a side that doesn't like Trump, that knows about energy manipulation, that has access to that kind of knowledge or technology. They could have targeted this person through some kind of, either Spirit said internet, or it could be energy. And the World Wide Web is, the internet is essentially energy, because it's non-physical. They could have targeted him through some kind of divination or something where they can find certain energy signatures that match what they want in order to do what they want to do with them. But there's the law of free will that God made that you cannot break, or you will suffer consequences of that. So they found loopholes around it and have incepted this person through some kind of frequency or high-pitched noise that puts them in an altered state, maybe while they're sleeping, I don't know. And they incepted the idea of him doing this, so when he woke up, he would be confused as to why he was doing it without meaning, because it's absurd, but he would still do it anyway. He wouldn't pose any opposition to it because he's under mind control. This is mind control. Oh my gosh. Alright, it's 2:22 on the clock. I'm going to end it there. Holy Divine Spirit, please protect me from any energy that does not want this to get out. I love you so much. Thank you for being here. Bye.